This is the cold, hard, ugly truth about building a successful internet business. This is what most people will never tell you because they want to keep you reliant on buying shiny objects week after week. So this comes about because I was just in town with my son Logan. I wrote a true story on the internet. I put a buy button at the end, hit publish, and within 10 minutes sales were coming in. I checked my email, I showed Logan the phone with all the sales listed down via email, and he was pretty impressed. He was like, wow, it took 10 minutes to write the story, put a buy button there, and hit publish, then generate all these sales. And it looks really good. It looks really impressive. And if I was one of those shady marketers, you betcha I would take the screenshot, I would show that kind of stuff off. I'd say, look at the amazing results I'm having, this wonderful internet lifestyle. But I'm not going to do that because you deserve better than that. So I'm going to tell you the truth, just like I told my son. I'll actually tell you the story that I wrote out. I'll read it to you now. This is a true story. It's going way back in my history just before I discovered this whole internet thing. Just a few minutes ago, I was in town. I was drinking one of those fancy coffees. I tend to go for maybe 2 or 3 or 4 every day. Big coffee fan. And something crossed my mind. I had a memory of a time in my life when I was really struggling. And I realized that this coffee I was drinking was a luxury. It was an expense that I felt fortunate enough that I can now afford, because once upon a time, just ordering a coffee like this felt like an impossible expense for me. I remember stalking the cold city streets on a Saturday and Sunday morning in the hope of finding money, drugs, or anything else of value that might have fallen out of drunk people's pockets. If you've ever lost anything on a night out, it might have been me who found it. It was 2001, and my girlfriend was pregnant. We were deeply in love, but we were broke, and I spent every penny I had supporting the baby industrial complex. If you've had kids, then you know what I'm talking about, and if you don't, then just wait. If you want a lesson in how to guilt trip expectant parents, just watch a pushchair salesperson at work. When I wasn't busy trying to pay for a heap of baby products that we'd never use, I spent my time messing around on a second-hand laptop that was as loud as a vacuum cleaner and as hot as an oven to touch. At the time, I didn't realize what an impact that decision would have on the rest of my life and the lives of my family. Looking back, it was the turning point, the moment everything changed. And in the months and years that followed, it created a life that I never knew was possible. Now I can order as much fancy coffee as I want, as often as I want. And almost 20 years later, the technology has made it easier than ever before for anybody to succeed online. I'll show you how to do it, even if you're new or not getting the results you deserve. It's easier when you know how and when you copy what works. I'll give you everything you need, and it costs less than a cup of coffee. So that's what I wrote out today. Just put a link at the end, and then a few minutes later the sales start rolling in. Simple stuff, but there's a lot behind the scenes that goes into getting those kind of results. So we've just come back from town, and I thought I had to share this with the Profit Copilot guys because they deserve to know the truth as well. Now Logan was understandably impressed. His little eyes lit up, big smile on his face, and you could see that he wants to achieve the same kind of thing as me. And maybe you do too. Maybe you want to be able to send an email or post in a Facebook group, just write something out, hit publish, and have sales coming in almost instantaneously. Who doesn't want that? We all want that. But there's another side to it that nobody, or very few, are willing to talk about. And that is what actually goes in behind the scenes to generating results like this. Because let's say you're brand new, you write out a story for the internet, you put a buy button there, you hit go. You're not going to get those kind of results. It's just not going to happen. Now, those shady marketers, they're going to tell you that it is possible because it is possible, but they leave out a whole heap of story, a whole heap of truth that you really need to know if you want to achieve those kind of results. Here's what they leave out. That those results, although it looks like it happens very quickly, It actually takes months and years worth of work behind the scenes to build up that kind of business that you can just send out an email and get sales quickly. It takes years to get to that point, and a lot of it is built on failure. This is not sexy, it doesn't sell products, so marketers don't talk about it. I'm not here to try and put my hand into your pocket while filling your head full of nonsense. You know me, you know I don't do that. So if you want to achieve those kind of results, those results that impress Logan so much, then here's what you got to do. You got to get your head in the game. Understand this, okay? It's not going to happen for a few months, maybe a few years. There's so many variables involved, we can't really predict it. So start now. Start focusing on the areas that you're good at and deliver value to an audience. Start building an audience through helping people, through delivering value, and put their needs first above your own. And that never changes. You might have a huge following. Some of the people I work with have got enormous followings online and they make millions of dollars every year. But one thing is constant. They always put their audience and their fans and the customers first, above themselves. That will never change. And that is just smart business. So have a think about the areas that you're good at, what you can contribute to an existing online community, how you can be of service to the people in that. Once you figure that out and you relentlessly keep chipping away at that, delivering value day after day for a consistent amount of time, you will start to slowly see some results. You'll start to see some payoff for that hard work. And eventually you will be at a point where you can send an email and have money flowing into your bank account within a few minutes. That is achievable, but it takes work, it takes time. Now, if you want a real shortcut to achieving that, buy your way in. I keep saying there's two ways to do this. You can buy your way in, so you can spend a lot of money on advertising, media campaigns, media buys, solo ads. You can just throw money at the problem and get results that way. Or you can work your way in. So the best way that I know of working your way in, and I would encourage you to do that because the results are bigger, better, and they last for longer. They practically last forever. The best way of working your way in is through content marketing. It's through solving problems day after day after day of a very targeted audience of people who need your help. They need your advice and guidance. So give it to them. And then that will allow you to build trust with this audience, with this marketplace, and they will eventually want to buy your stuff. Of course, we can use additional techniques to shorten the process. We can make the bonding and the trusting process happen fairly quickly when we have the right systems in place. So we can, this is almost scientific now. We can take someone who does not know you or know anything about you. We can move them from that place right over to trusting you enough to handing over their hard-earned money. And to get somebody to give you their money is one of the most difficult things that we can do. But it is possible when you put in the groundwork, when you build this audience or reach a wide enough audience with the capital to fund that. You know me, you know I'm a fan of putting in the work, of building up a solid audience. I remember the first time David Icke approached me to work with him and practically nobody knew who he was, and the only people who knew his name would kind of laugh when they heard it. He was a bit of a laughingstock here in the UK, but he overcame that through being consistent, through having the right frame of mind, through understanding what his audience, what his marketplace wants, and delivering the goods every single day consistently. So if you want to have even a fraction of the kind of results, I've just given you the framework, I've given you the plan in order to achieve it, and you can do it. Anyone can do it. You just have to do it for long enough. So I'm going to leave it there. Okay, hopefully this has been a bit of the truth, the stuff that really no one likes to talk about because it's not sexy, it's not glamorous, it doesn't help you to sell products, so people don't talk about it. Okay, if you found it useful and you want me to continue talking about this kind of stuff, hit the like button below. Subscribe to the channel too. Remember to hit the little notification bell when you subscribe now, because that will notify you when I upload another video tomorrow.